Three, two, one. And we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed and also thoughts, ideas, perspectives on those headlines, the articles, if I've read them or skimmed them, the subject matter at large. Hey, welcome in the chat. Thanks for the like. But it's not news, it's just my notes in the news. It's not in-depth analysis, it's an overview. It's not the trees, it's the forests. Comprende? Comprende. Habaragani? Habaragani. Habaragani? Let's see what the word is for today, what the good news is. Let us check. Let us check. What's new and good with you? Thank you for the like. Welcome on the chat. Let us see. It was one that I really liked. Where is that one at? Where is it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? It's not WikiHow. I know that. No, it's not that. Nothing new or good, exciting going on. Progressive. Dang, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. It was one editing a video right now. So multitasking. As per usual. As usual. Okay. This is the one I think I like. Yesterday was Kaumba, right? That means that today is Imani. Like Mama Imani. Hello? I got a little headache thing going on. Bella, what you doing? Imani, faith. That's all they say, faith. Action, believing that a better world can be created for communities now and in the future. That's interesting that believing is an action. The action is believing. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Let's see what the Buddha's saying today. Let us see. Hey, the Buddha? Hey, the Buddha? Did I not get a Buddha today? I thought I got a Buddha every day. Good afternoon, King. That's interesting. I don't know. I'm going to go back and find a Buddha. Somewhere, somehow, I am. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. One that I haven't opened yet. I don't know where mine is for today. Dang. It was about 29 days when I ain't talked to y'all. I ain't got no Buddhas. Okay, we getting close to it because that was just May 9th. We getting close. May 8th. It's getting close. It's getting close. Coming to it. You ready? You ready? Impermanent truly are compound things, by nature arising and passing away. If they arise and are extinguished, their eradication brings happiness. So things that come up, that are born and die, God is permanent. God is not born. God does not die. Everything else is not God. That's kind of the theory, as I understand it. So anything that you can sort of let go of that's not God is a good thing to let go of. Just embrace the things that are God. The other stuff come and go. You don't have to get attached to it. You don't have to get excited about it. You don't have to get worked up about it. Just let it be what it is. Okay. So Nia, hey Kendrick. So that's Nia's the Habaragani. Nia, was it Nia? No, it was Mama Imani. Imani, Faith. How you doing? I'm pretty good. I got a little slight headache thing. I think because I was up on the in the middle of the night on the YouTube. I need to carry my behind the bed. Okay, so let us proceed with the notes on the news. How are you today? Oh, thank you. It's funny when you see people in chats, you just see an image and you just see words. So when you see them like on the video, it's a whole different vibe. And when you see people in real life, it's a whole different vibe too. Because I have been watching Poetry's videos for forever, but when I met her in person, I'm like, who is this person? Like I could recognize her, but it's still different. It's still different. All right, so let's see what's going on in the news. The White House sweeps the West Wing for banned personal cell phones to try and stop leaks. Y'all can't bring your personal phones to work. Okay, everybody, put all your phones up. We got a computer. How they sweeping? They got a little tool they using. Beep, beep, beep. Personal phone, pull it out. Turn that phone over right now. We will not have any more leakation in this White House. San Francisco's housing crisis is so dire that nearly 7,000 people, 7,000, that's pretty close to 10,000. It's more than 5,000, but 7,000 is a lot of people. San Francisco's housing crisis is so dire that nearly 7,000 people applied for 95 affordable apartments. Hey, conscious of genocide. So they got like 100 apartments, 95, and 7,000 people applied for them. Talk about supply and demand. Talking about the supply the demand well exceeding the supply. No, I'm not from San Francisco, but we've been talking about the housing crisis there because I think it's just interesting to me for whatever reason. So you forced to just listen to whatever I happen to find interesting. Adults in the UK may soon have to buy porn passes from corner shops to prove their age online. So I guess they're going to have some kind of system where if you try to go onto a porn site, they're going to be like, what's your porn pass number? And in order to get a porn pass number, probably that's going to be on your porn pass, you're going to have to go to the corner store. What are pictures behind mama? Oh, and Baba from South Africa, Nelson Mandela, Angela Davis. This is a wanted poster somebody got at an event that I just jacked it, so I got it. Okay. So that's what's going on. So do you feel comfortable if you like, I always wonder, like, the men who, like, I don't even know if these places exist anymore, but the men, I think of them as men who go into, like, the places where somebody told me that Pee Wee Herman was not molesting children, but what he got in trouble for was masturbating in an adult film place. But I always feel like, do people feel embarrassed when they go to these adult film places? You feel embarrassed to have to go buy a porn pass? Like, yeah, give me a porn pass. Or are you just like, yeah, I'm getting a porn pass. What's up? So anyway, that's the way for the future. Or at least in the future of the UK. Okay. A Harvard startup wants to reverse aging in dogs, and humans could be next. So Bella, my dog, she's what, 7, 8 years old? She could like go back in age. And then I could be next. I could go back in age too. That's what the Harvard startup is trying to do. YouTube is working on an incognito mode for its Android app. So, like, I guess how you have browsing where you can supposedly, like, hide where you've been in your browsing. I guess you can do that on YouTube so people won't know. Oh, you've been watching notes on the news? It'll be a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Why one of the wealthiest airlines in the world refuses to invest its money in other airlines. I didn't even realize that was a thing, airlines investing in other airlines. But from this article, when I skimmed it, I saw that it's very common. for these airlines to have stakes in other airlines. Who knew? But one of the world's wealthiest airlines say we not doing it. We too busy being wealthy and fabulous. We being a fabulous airline. We don't have time to be investing in these loser airlines. I guess I don't know. Gaza violence, Israelis and Palestinians in fierce exchanges at UN. Um, yeah, yeah. So prayers out. I think the last number that I heard was 58 had made their transition. Some of the folks are like 15, 16, 23, like, young folks. I saw on Twitter somebody was like, well, blame Hamas. I really don't know. I don't understand, but blame Hamas because Hamas told the people to head for the border. And so that's why they're getting shot down. And then somebody else is like, that Netanyahu told the security people who are conscripted, by the way, they said they're drafted, they're forced to serve, that he told them just have at it, shoot everybody you want, do what you want to do, just have fun shooting and killing people. So I mean, and then I was listening to I think I saw a couple minutes. Is it The View, the one with Whoopi? And Whoopi's like, well, I just feel that everybody, like, can't we all just get along? That's basic. Can't they all just get along? They should just, everybody should be able to honor everybody. And I just kind of feel like I'm like, I feel like if you come in my house and you like, look, this is my house now, and then you stay over there in that little corner, and then now we supposed to divide the house evenly. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with the even division of the house. I feel like you need to get your behind out of my house. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's like a simplistic analysis, but I just feel like I just cannot seem to understand where the state of Israel is legitimate. I don't know. It seemed like some gangster bull to me. I'm not impressed. Sigma Gamma Rho sorority calls on police to apologize for questioning members during community service. So I didn't realize they were in their colors. They were like wearing their t-shirts and stuff, and I guess getting harassed by the cops. Her statement is so ignorant and simplistic that it's ridiculous. Yeah, she kind of, I guess that's like her, I don't know. I guess that's like her role. I don't know. I don't know because I always say it seemed like trying to understand what's going on in my life personally is a lot. So trying to understand what's going on in the country, trying to understand what's going on in the world, it seems like, that's why I try not to get bogged down in like the details and understand the principles. But it seemed like sometimes I don't even, like it depends on who you hear it from. Sometimes you hear it and you be like, oh, that sounds good. Then you hear something else, you be like, oh, that sounds good too. So what is it? I don't know, and I just feel like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but I can't, I mean, from the little, I haven't heard anything that's convinced me, anything other than I don't really. So the sorority members who were volunteering, and there's so much going on. Can't keep up with what's in my circle. I just read the story about the sorority. They need to demand the pig be fired. Well, they are calls on police to apologize for questioning members during community service. Now, I never read the story. I just read the headlines, yeah, I've just read a couple headlines. Um, yeah. I guess I just feel like it's not really an individual thing. Like I think that there is something to be said for addressing individual issues, but it's like a systematic. It's the whole system, and so it just makes me so tired. Let me lean up against this wall for a minute. So they demanded an apology, and y'all already know what. I, you can keep your apology. I don't really, just act better, just do better, just don't do the jacked up stuff in the first place. Just, yeah. Why is this innocent man still in prison after judge overturned conviction? It's coming off the grill. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a black person. And we talked about that the other day because we were talking about We talk specifically about people who have had their convictions overturned and still can't get out of jail. But I can't remember. It was some law that was passed someplace that we thought had some, minuscule amount of justice in it. Family friendly tournament in Georgia turns violent after white folks duke it out with one another. Yet police were never caught. Missing New York rapper found buried under home for more than a year. I don't even know who the rapper is, but I'm assuming if he was buried under his home for more than a year that he made his transition. So rest in peace to him. That's kind of intense. Scientists have just found a way to implant memories from one animal to another. To the white folk story, yeah. I'm so shocked and surprised. So implanting memories from one animal to another. So you could like implant your memories into somebody else's head. That's deep. That's intense. That's what's happening right here, right now. An 8-month-old child's death is one of the most devastating moments in the Gaza protests yet. So I guess among the people who's made their transition over there, it's been an 8-month-old child. So again, rest in peace. They want to clone humans and then put the memories into people. That's false. It's impossible. What's impossible? Oh, putting memories into people? Oh, yeah. Working on that subject for school right now. Oh, I was about to say something and now I forgot. So it wasn't nothing. Black man. Hey, Sonia sees. Black man assaulted and arrested by police for leaving car running. Don't break my arm. They can brainwash, but you need the memory implanted. Supreme Court rules in favor. That sounds like some get out scenario. Supreme Court. Oh, I know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the Zero's wife and how she's getting surgery. Hey, August Dreams, how she was getting surgery, and it's like I guess I've had to admit now that my mother has decided that Zero is certifiably a clone or whatever. Because I'm like, I guess my hopes and dreams of like, seeing someone have a heart attack and die, that's just not going to happen because he's just so healthy and all the people around him are the vulnerable, weak ones. He's just healthy and strong and fit. But I guess if you're like a clone or a computer or whatever, then, you're not going to drop dead. It don't matter how I guess. So, yeah. Nah. Technologies are far ahead of anything we know right now. Yes, they are. I believe that. So I guess I just have to, because it just doesn't make sense. I just kept trying to figure out, like, before, like, how is he still alive? All of these other people are. And he's like, usually by this age, even if you had janky habits, you've had a heart attack or two and you've had to adjust you've had to like adjust your life. And it's like, it doesn't seem like he's made any adjustment in life. And he just keeps going and going and going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. I don't know if he's a lot of energy still. He won't. You know what I'm saying, right? Ohio transit bus driver accident free for over 1 million miles or 1 million rides, 1 million miles. So I'm going to pull up this little story so we can have some good news, somebody to give some claps to. So we're going to give him 21 claps for, what's his name? His name is, you look at his hat. His name is Godwin McNeil. So he's the safest bus driver in Ohio, or maybe the whole country, Cleveland. Okay, so 21 claps. Stop talking trash. Why an Australian supermarket chain is locking up baby milk. Yay! So apparently Australia, well, the rumor on the street, especially in China, according to this article, is that the baby milk. First of all, I was confused. I'm like, baby milk? They locking up baby milk as in women's breast assist? And I'm like, oh, they talking about the stuff that they put in cans and containers. So the word on the street in China is that the milk in Cleveland, you take back 5 of those claps. Psych! Who says psych? The word on the street is that the baby milk in Australia is the best quality. It's good quality. It's a good quality. So the people are buying up the baby milk in Australia off of the shelves. They have limits in Australia. You can't buy more than 3 cans of baby milk at a time or whatever. I don't know what the limits are. But people, they out here buying 10 and 20 because they can buy them for $5 or $10 in Australia and sell them for 15 or $30 in China. That's the story. Who knew? I didn't even know people were like, who buys baby milk? I like, breast milk is better. Like I don't even understand the concept. Okay. Um So that's what's going on. Okay, China Sichuan Airlines pilot half sucked out of plane survives. So apparently, just like in our cars, it's common to get like nicks on your cracks, nicks. How you get those things on your windshield that you get repaired. They're kind of common, but it's not common for like you just to be driving down the street and your whole windshield to like crack. I've never heard of that happening. Has that ever happened to anyone? That's what happened on this airplane. They say it's common, like a bird will break, they'll fly into a bird and they'll have a crack on the windshield or whatever. But on this plane, the whole windshield, you don't know what's in those women's breastises. It's the cans. Similac is banned in a lot of countries. As well it should be. I don't know nothing about Similac. I don't know nothing about you know, these I don't know. It's just like the idea of feeding babies something that's packaged and processed just seems like really like disturbing to me. I don't normally think about it much, but like as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, who would do that? No, save the children. But I mean, I know it's common enough. So the windshield just busted, it just shattered, and the man was half sucked out of the thing. The only thing that saved him is his safety belt. Now, this is totally off the subject, sort of, kind of, but you know that they say that most accidents happen very close to your home. And so I take it to mean like not just very close to your home, but you know how you get in your car and you're like, oh, I'm just driving 2 feet. I'm not going to bother to put on a safety belt. That's like when most accidents happen. So this incident on this airplane is a reminder to all of us, because I don't pilot no airplanes. I don't know if you pilot any, but the rest of us, to wear your safety belt. When you get in your car, just go on and put it on, even if you just go on a short distance, even if you're just backing out your driveway into the thing across the street. Maybe he decided to get off the plane mid-flight and change his mind. Right, he just broke the windshield. I gotta get off. Bam! Oh, shoot. Namaste. That's cool. I'm cool. No, it was an accident. And it's not very common, but he survived. So, yay. Anthony Wall, the black man choked by a police officer at the Waffle House. Now, this is the young man who was taking he like 22, his little baby sister is like 16, whatever. He was taking her to prom. Choked by police officer at a Waffle House, says server hurled N-word, and he's received violent threats since the incident. So it's kind of like, it's interesting to me because it wasn't enough to like, choke him up and throw him on the ground and handcuff him. And then he said he was put in the car. In the car, it was like a dog that was loose that was growling at him and stuff. He said it was four other cars, but they chose to put him in that car, so it was like he's and the dog is like trying to get at him and he like can't hardly defend himself. So that wasn't bad enough. Now people are calling or reaching out to him to threaten him. I guess we have to use that word people loosely again. Okay, right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Did Tidal, I had heard about this story. I think I mentioned it to y'all a couple of days ago, but this is the first time I've seen it come across my news stream. Did Tidal fake streams to boost Beyonce and Kanye? Norwegian news report says yes. So, Tidal has a little, I don't know if it's because they black people are trying to give them a bad reputation, but they have like a little low key bad reputation going here. Like where, something with this Prince deal is kind of like, I've heard some stuff that makes it seem like it may not be legitimate or whatever. And then they saying that they done, like they were saying, like, I think I heard someplace that the way that the numbers were, it was just like impossible. Like, y'all only got 5 subscribers. So, in order for them numbers to add up to the number of streams that you say you got, then your subscribers would have had to each listen to these songs, for 40 hours a day, but it's only 24 hours in a day. So, your numbers don't compute. That's like how I heard, the people had determined what was going on. I don't know. I didn't read the headline. Designated survivor could be saved as E1 starts talks to continue show after ABC cancellation. I watched the first season of Designated Survivor, but I could never seem to watch the second season. So I didn't realize it was canceled. I guess I don't care because I didn't even care to come back. The guy who was the lead in that, I think he was in this TV show called 24. And then I think he was also in this like series called like Die Hard, Die Harder. So it's sort of like, it seems like to me, his specialty is like, the white man who cannot be destroyed type thing. And sometimes that kind of get on my nerves. I'd be like, huh. So I guess I watched that one season and I just couldn't you know, I'm like sick of the indestructible white man trope. Spike Lee on Black Klansman, the white savior, Kiefer Sutherland. Oh, so maybe he's not the guy from Die Hard. I guess I got him conflated with another white guy because I think that's Bruce Willis. I think Bruce Willis is Die Hard. But anyway, yeah, same. They not the same person. The roles seem the same. Don't they look the same? I'm curious. Spike Lee on Black Klansman. I wanted the hate to be verbalized, cons. So he getting 6 minutes standing ovations. I think this is a story that we heard about where an NAACP person infiltrated the KKK in order to try to get information and figure out Bruce the Hairline Willis, Clayton Bigsley. Who is Clayton Bigsley? Um, so I think that the movie is based, they all look alike. See, I'm not good in general with people. That's how I mean, especially with white people, but I'm not even, sometimes I'll be like with black people, like I get confused, like who is, you know. So I don't know. So you don't know Clayton? No, who is Clayton? Clayton Bixley, who is that? I know a Clayton Bond. He was my one of my best friend's little brothers. Oh, Dave Chappelle show. Oh, I've seen a couple episodes of the Dave Chappelle show. Sometimes it's funny when I've watched it, but I've never been like a watcher. It seemed like I'll watch like 3 or 4 episodes in a row. But when it was on, I don't think I knew, or maybe I didn't have cable or whatever, and then I just, but that episode or that little thing, that little skit on Dave Chappelle where he's like, you may not be a hoe, but you dress like a hoe. That's just like Black Blind Klansman. That's just like if you dress up as a fireman or a police officer and I need help and I run up to you and I say I need help, you can't be offended. I don't know why I thought it was funny at the time, but I just thought, I was like, oh, that's so funny. Um, Apple now has more than 50 autonomous cars on the road. I didn't even know that Apple had autonomous cars. Did you? 50 on the road. That's like one person. The Wayne Brady skit. I don't know if I've seen that. I've seen the Prince skit. And that was with the guy who died from. Oh, I used to love him on Black Jesus. Um, Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy. I don't know. Yeah. Black Yale student questioned by police for napping, Charlie Murphy. Black Yale student questioned by police for napping in dorm says she feared for her life. I posted the video just for my safety. I know she did fear for her life. I don't like to be around none of them. If I see anything, I'll be trying to go in the other direction. I don't want to see. I don't want to know. I think theoretically I should probably go and document, but it's like I don't want to be an innocent bystander shot. I don't want no trouble. So I know, if I had Ashy Larry too. I forgot the crackhead's name. Yeah, they say Dave Chappelle was really talented. Video, Willow Smith shares painful. I know she did. I get very nervous around them, not scared of them. I just don't want to get caught up in their mess. Yeah. And that's like in general, I kind of feel like if I'm like around anybody who seems unstable in general, I try to like miss all of that, because it's just kind of like, I, I just don't try to engage with certain things. You know. Willow Smith shares painful confession with mom Jada. I was in this black hole and I was cutting myself. So again, just the language of black hole, we black people. Yay, we black people. Black hole, bad, So she was in this bad place and she was cutting herself. I saw a little clip and she said she was about 10. Now, I was thinking maybe she was a teenager when she was cutting herself because when you get to be teenagers, you don't know as much about what's going on with your children. They assert their independence. They might wear long sleeves all the time and mom, don't touch me. All of that craziness. So you might not know what's going on and but 10, I'm like, how you didn't see cuts on your child's body at 10? That kind of surprised me that she was so young and for you to have not known it. And also, I was just kind of surprised when I saw the visual with Jada with her hair wrapped. I was like, oh. And then the other part of the visual that I noticed is like, the light skinnedness that was going on. They like all the same skin tone, I guess, to my eyes. Y'all know I have that. Can it be dysmorphia, like color dysmorphia? I think I have that. Yeah, so she was saying also how her physical experience was so wonderful, but emotionally she felt bad, and so that's why she cut to like so this there could be some reflection in her physical world of how bad she felt. Yeah. The fastest growing black hole in the universe eats a sun every 48 hours, and astronomers have found it. I'm kind of interested in black holes. And this language is kind of like eats a sun. Like it just seems kind of like, excuse me, the dark skinned female is a threat. Um, yeah, so it's like the black hole is like eating up suns. But then we were talking the other day and the sun is black. Our sun is black. Are all the suns black? People think that life in Hollywood is all razzle dazzle. Yeah, I think a lot of times when we look outside of ourselves, we think that people are having you don't belong here, she told the student. Black holes, dangerous, violent African bees. Yeah, I saw something about the African bees, and when I listened, I was kind of like, I think they just want to like build their homes and like not be disturbed. Like maybe they're violent because the people keep harassing them and bothering them. But it's been years since I saw it. But when I listened, I was kind of like, I think this is like anti-black propaganda, even about the bees, through what we consider roar zones. Hmm? You're not talking about Jada, this Willow Smith. I don't know what you're talking about. I must have missed something. Okay. Hashtag flying while black. Actress blasts white woman for asking her to clean up her mess on the airplane. So the white woman is like, it's some garbage here. Could you get the garbage? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Like in the whole scheme of things, somebody cutting is not as bad as some of the other things that people experience. But the only thing that I want to say about that is that, you know, it's kind of hard sometimes to compare pain because, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, that's like little kids, like when they're like, oh my gosh, this happened, and you're standing there and you're thinking, or I'm thinking in my head, like, baby, that ain't nothing. But you can't, you have to, I feel like I have to feel it from their perspective and respect what they're experiencing, even though from my perspective, I'm like, girl, you 2 years old, sit down and shut up. But yeah. But I mean, that child didn't. I mean, she's born into the circumstances that she's born in. I mean, I guess there is some argument to be made for us choosing the circumstances that is in the in the plane. She traveling like everybody else, and the woman is like, there's. Are we live? Are we back? Are you still here? I don't know what happened and why. Y'all know I'm just at the mercy of the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi? I don't know Wi-Fi be doing what Fi be doing, but I just do what Fi do. um so the woman is flying, like, just on the airplane, and the other woman is like, it's a mess on this table, could you clean it up? And but the black woman is like, I don't work here. I don't know if you have this thing happen, but I have this happen a lot of places. I don't know if it's because I have a friendly face or friendly personality, or maybe because I'm like bossy, but people ask me questions all the time. Like when I'm out in public, they'll be like, now, how do you use this ATM? I remember when I was young, I get that a lot. Like, you can't be asking strange people to show you how to use the ATM card, ma'am. Or where's the Cheerios? Or people just ask me random questions, and I'm like, I don't work here. I don't know where the Cheerios are, ma'am. So I don't think that that's what was going on. I think that what was going on is that even though the uniforms of the air hostesses, air hosts, the stewardesses, the flight attendants, even though the uniforms of the flight attendants are red, and this woman did not have on red, I think that what the woman who wanted her to clean up saw was her black skin, and they like, that's the uniform of the cleanuppers. The black skin, clean this mess up, black skin person, brown skin person. That's what had happened. But anyway, I don't even know who the actress was. Self-striping smart cloth. Stripping smart cloth is hypercolor for the 21st century. Women ask me questions all the time. Could you please stand over there, please? Like far, far away over there. Go over there. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. So this cloth, you know how like there's this, they made the joke in this thing, like, how there's that thing going over. What's funnier is that I usually know the answer. Well, sometimes I try not to know. I mean, because, I feel like because I'm like bossy and nosy, it's like I do sometimes know stuff. But then I'm kind of like, I'm not here to work. Ain't nobody paying me. Stop it, Angela. Just go on about your business. And those people figure it out. Let them figure it out. It's okay. So there are these debates that go on the internet. Like a dress will come up and people will be like, is the dress, y'all remember those? I never saw them, but I heard about them. Is the dress yellow or brown? Or I don't know what these colors are, but it's like, and some people see it one color and some people see it another color, and it's like the great color debate. But this is clothing that actually changes colors. So so yeah, clothes that actually change colors. So that's like the wave of the red on you. Huh? um Supreme Court rules. Oh, Supreme Court rules to protect rental drivers from unreasonable searches. So I guess there was some conversation like if you rent a car and you are not the authorized driver, then if the police stop you, they can search the car. And the people were like, no, the police can't search. Your top is red. No, I'm talking about the flight attendants. Their uniform was red for whatever airlines. I can't remember. It seemed like it might have been Asian. But so the people are like, no, you can't be out here, just the cops can't just be out here searching people, because in a police state, which in many ways, especially for black folks, this country is, but officially the propaganda is that it's not. But in a police state, the police can search anybody for any reason at any time. They'll never know. um so but the Supreme Court said no. You can't be searching people unless you have a search warrant. That's what they had said. Now, America is a police state. Yes, it is. Return your call shortly. Okay. So that's what's going on. Tension in Gaza as Palestinians begin to bury 58 dead. I was really annoyed by that headline. Is it the same one from yesterday where they say tension? I think of tension as like, I'm mad at you, or you got on my nerves. Not like it's 58 dead bodies. That seems to have escalated well above and beyond tension to me. I'm just saying. I don't like that headline. I feel like it's some bull, it's some propaganda. Woman's body found hanging from tree. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Near Georgia Walmart. Police don't suspect foul play. It's not foul play. That's just normal. People hang themselves from trees all the time. That's not tension. That's aggression. Right. Murderation. That's foolishness. So, rest in peace to the woman who made her transition, and just, may justice and truth and honesty never rest. The Indian city where people spend 250 hours a year in traffic. I thought it was going to be one of them little cities that I had been through where I'm like, oh my God, this is a big city. I never even heard of it, but it wasn't. I can't remember. It might have been like, it wasn't New Delhi, but it's like some city I had heard of. 250 hours a year in traffic. So that's like less than an hour a day, I guess, but that's like also like assuming that I wonder why. It's a big mystery. It's so confusing how cheap dockless bikes, hire bikes, are flooding the world. So we have these rental bikes in Detroit that came last year, but they're docked. Like they actually go into a thing. In order to get those bikes out, you have to put your card in, I think, to release them or whatever. And then in order for it, supposedly for it to stop charging your card, you have to lock it back in the dock. But I guess in the world they have other systems where it's not docked. It's just cheap dockless bikes are flooding the world. Oh, I'm getting like I'm hot and I'm cold and I'm headachy and whew, if I fall out, call 911. No, don't call 911. My stolen childhood, investigating Ghana's practice of Trokosi. Trokosi. So the way this works is this person who's writing the article or who's featured in the article, they uncle, did it was accused did was like found guilty of something. And so what the way the system works, Trokosi, the way Trokosi. The way Trokosi works is that my uncle was found guilty. Let's say my uncle Jerry, he did something, he was found guilty. And they say, okay, so Angela, you got to go work for the people for, 17 years or 20 years or 3 years or 2 years. What does Angela have to do with it? Why Angela got to work? Why don't Uncle Jerry go work? Rest in peace, Uncle Jerry. I'm just saying. What kind of system is that? Is it frequently the girl children that have to go work? I mean, I'm just wondering, the boy children go work too? Yeah. Amazon will open checkout free stores in Chicago and San Francisco. I've heard of that. I don't agree with that system. Checkout free stores. Oh, so those are the ones where you just have your card and it just scans what you get. You don't have to, you just walk in and walk out and they charge you. So they opening them in Chicago and San Francisco. We were just talking about the housing crisis in San Francisco, and somebody yesterday was saying they were from Chicago. Is gun ownership increasing in Australia? Now, they had in 1996 some big gun massacre apparently in Australia. Um, when they come up with the pay free stores, I'm there. Yeah, I'm not trusting enough. I don't know what's going to happen to me. Y'all all have PayPal? Does everybody like PayPal? Nobody's had any issues with PayPal? It's just really backwards for me to like not deal with PayPal. I got a bad vibe off of them about 5 or 10 years ago. I'm like, I ain't dealing with PayPal. And now I'm about to turn down like a work situation. I'm like, you only want to pay in PayPal? You can't get checks? I talked to y'all about this before. I don't even understand the concept. The banks don't sell checks anymore? I've never had a problem with PayPal. Yeah. They started asking for too much information for me. Will they open them in the black community and then accuse them of stealing? Been using them for over a decade. Yeah, it's probably been about 10 years ago when I was using them, and then something happened and it was like, why do they need all that? I don't know. I just got spooked, and I'm like, I'll never deal with PayPal again. So that's it. We have looped. Ooh, look at this. We have all this time except for the fact that I might die. We could go into one of these African countries. Um, so we've looped through the news. I don't know if there are any exciting, important, energizing, inspiring stories that we need to hear. Um, so the next country that we're on is Chad. Same thought. I had a dreams. Oh, August dreams. Still editing. So does anybody know anything about Chad? So this is the part of Notes on the News where when time permits, we spend a little bit of time, I mean a very little bit of time in a very casual way talking about an African country, and we are going alphabetically. So right now we're at Chad. So, the theory is that in a couple few months, we'll have gone through all of the countries in Africa, in the continent of Africa, and we'll be a little bit more aware, sophisticated, exposed. We won't know much more, but we'll know un poquito más. So anybody know anything about Chad? I'm just like kind of tripping out. Like when we talked about it the other day, probably about a week ago, I'm like, Chad, like the white boy's name, Chad? Chad. Okay, Chad. Republic of Chad is a landlocked country in Central Africa. I do not. So now we know something. It's in Central Africa. It's landlocked. It ain't no water or no ocean. It has water, I would guess, right? Landlocked? I don't even know what landlocked means, but yeah. I mean, I was thinking no water, but clearly we must have water. I'm going to have to Google landlocked. It is bordered by Libya to the north, Sudan to the east, Central African Republic to the south, and Cameroon and Nigeria to the southwest, and Niger to the west. Chad, after which the country is named, is the largest wetland in Chad. So there's a wetland there. So that's moist. When did people, last night everybody talking about, oh, they think he moist, or this person. When did this term come about? I don't know how I be just. And then I was thinking the other day too, this has nothing. Why is there no equivalent term like people call them in bed wenches? There was a troll on the call there was a troll on the thing last night, and he had said in one of my comments that he's like, ew, you sleep with white men. And I was like, huh? I know I didn't say I sleep with white men. Like, what? And I just kind of ignored the comment because I'm like, well, maybe they crazy, maybe they confused. I'm just going to avoid the craziness. And then that same person showed up on that chat yesterday, and I'm like, I think this is the same person. And they were saying, I think Sanji, who I don't know who it is, but they like she sleep with white women. And then somebody else was like, you troll, Belizean troll, get out of here. Surrounded by land. So yeah, I have a troll in my comments, and I don't know if I should like go back to my comments and like block them. If I could kill him, should I kill him? Should I ignore him? What should I do? I don't know. Okay, so Chad, after which the country is named, is the largest wetland and in Chad and the second largest in Africa. I hate that term. Hate. Oh, moist. Oh. And then there's no, oh, I don't know if I finished my thought, but there's a term for, like, I guess women who, black women who, or brown women who deal with, I hate it, who deal with white men, but there's no, like, disparaging, rude term is there for black men who deal with white women. And there's way more, I think, maybe it's just like, but anyway, it's always like more terms to, like, disparage, women than men. Why so much hate for the women? Why so much hate for the black people? It's no, it's all kinds of ways, or some kinds of ways to insult black folks. Okay. Chad's highest peak is Emikosi, EMI. A lot of terms that are insults to men are insults to women. Swirling, right? But swirling is not. Is there's no. I'm saying, like, you're like, she's a bad wench. So what's the equivalent term for he's a swirler? I mean, she's a swirler too. Like, I hate people of color. I hate that term. Oh, we could have a whole conversation about what we hate. Now, I kind of like color. I don't know why. I just do. King Wage. Is he on the line? Oh, hey, King Wage. Good afternoon. I'm like, did he say he cut people of color? What happened? Okay, so the highest peak is Emikusi, Koussi. You effing hate that freaking term. Emikusi, Emikoussi. You hit my button. Moist. But I think I just heard it for the first time yesterday. Bed buck. I have never heard anybody use that term. I'm about to fall out. Okay. It's in the Sahara, and in Djamena, kind of like the drums that are spelled DJ. And bedbug, yes, bedbug is. I've never heard anybody use that term. I mean, I'm not gonna call anybody any of them names anyway. I don't know, but I haven't felt called to that. That's not my calling. Um, for more than 2,000 years, the Chadian Basin has been inhabited by agricultural and sedentary peoples. Sedentary peoples, like, they're not nomadic, they're sedentary. Now, I've heard of nomadic peoples. I don't know if I've ever heard the term sedentary people. I don't know if I'd be I'm like sedentary nomadic. I'm like no sedentary, sedanic. Like, sometimes I like to just, like, be at home, and then sometimes I'll be like, I gotta go. But I have a high tolerance for both. I don't know what that makes me. Um, the region became a crossroads of civilizations. We're talking about Chad now, a crossroads of civilizations. Now, that sounds interesting. That's one of the things I enjoyed about New York. It was like, it seemed like there were so many different people from so many different places. Like, whereas, in some places I've been, it seemed like everybody from the same place. They think the same way, they eat the same way, they church the same way. It's kind of hard to get, I don't know, any stimulation. Um, the earliest of these were the legendary Sao, Sao, known from artifacts and oral histories. The Sao fell to the Canaan Inner Empire, Kanem, the Kanem. I've never even heard of the Kanem Empire, out in northern Chad, which has sporadically flared up despite several peace agreements between the government and the rebels. Oh, this is where I was just thinking, oh, it's pretty coherent today, but now we're having that jumping back and forth. Oh my God. Chad is source, transit, and destination country for children trafficked for the purpose of forced labor and commercial sexual exploitation. The majority of children are trafficked within Chad for involuntary domestic servitude. Oh, did we talk about Chad already? Or is this like a common theme? I think we haven't talked about Chad before. Right. And like when you were like, these men arguing with each other, it's like women. I'm like, I don't know grown women who argue with each other out in public. Like, I feel like that's like children. So I was kind of like, I don't like, to say that like you're behaving like women as if it's an insult. And I didn't even feel like it was like a reflection of how women behave. Or I don't know. I mean, I guess like people on Love and Hip Hop, but are those like real women or are those characters? I think those are pretend people you know um yeah, I missed all of that. I sort of kind of, but I don't think I've seen, I don't I yeah, I don't yeah, um yeah. um okay, so tier 2 watch list for its failure to provide evidence of increasing efforts to combat human trafficking. I mean, I know people say that all the time, like you gossiping like women, or I know they're like, but I personally, I think I tend to like disagree with stuff like I don't care for it. Um, mhm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they were arguing, so I don't know. Chad is governed under the Constitution of 1996 as amended. The executive branch is headed by a president who is elected by popular vote for a 5-year term. There are no term limits. Oh, no term limits. The prime minister is appointed by the president. Administratively, Chad is divided into 18 regions. 85% the size of Alaska. Oh, we talked about that. The area around Lake Chad has been inhabited since at least 500 BC in the 8th century AD. Berbers began migrating to the area. Islam arrived in 1085. 1085. And by the 16th century, a trio of rival kingdoms flourished. The Kanem Bornu, Bornu, is that what that is? Oh, yeah, Bornu. Kanem Bornu. Bagurimi, Bagurmi, and Oudai, Ouaddai, but not like the I with two dots over it. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Okay. Chad is expected to make $80 million per year, increasing the government treasury by 50%. Okay. So I don't know if we did Chad. I thought the last one we hit down was Cuenta, but yeah, that's Chad, the fifth largest country in Africa. Um, the population is in '97 it was estimated to be 7,166,000. Density of 5.6 per square kilometer. Um, Only 1/5 of Chadians live in urban areas, the most important cities being N'Djamena, N'Djamena, the capital city formerly known as Fort Laramie. Okay, that's what we got. That's it. We didn't even make it to an hour today, people. So what we looking forward to? What we excited about? Huh? Brother Yapo, I spoke with Miss Red yesterday, and I let her know what we were looking for, and I told her you were gonna email her, or she was gonna email you or something. I don't know, but I don't know if I should. Maybe she'll email me because I have the link, or maybe I'll email it to you or something. But the link for the restaurants in got an A on my cloning paper. I thought I was going to get a C. Thank you, Angela. You thought you were going to get a C for cloning? Why do you think you were going to get a C? Hmm? Yay! 25 claps. Oh, I thought you had her email address. I don't have her email address. I just happened to see her on the thing yesterday on the in the chat. But I did put my email address in the chat, so maybe she'll email me. So next time, I think I misunderstood. I thought you had contact information for her. So next time I'll try to be more aggressive. All right. Well, that's exciting. Oh. No, I don't believe that. I put my congratulations, Yapo. What are those purple things, August Dreams? Good deal, Yapo. Hey, told you, bro. Hey, I told you. I told you. I told you. It's true. Yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's some good news. It seemed like it was something that came up yesterday on the chat too, in terms of black restaurants and now or black businesses. I forgot too. So anyway, I don't remember. I should have had my behind in bed, but I came home from the movies and then I was like, I couldn't just go on. That's what I should have done. Go on to sleep. I should have read, but I was too nosy. What's going on in the interwebs? Yes, you did. Thank you. That's sweet. All right. Anybody else have any good news or anything that they're looking forward to? Congrats, brother. I like that avatar, King Wage. Is that a real image or is that something that is that like an image you took? Or is that, even though we are in scary times, there are also exciting times. I look forward to the future. Yes, I look forward to the future. I look forward to the future. Yeah, I look forward to the future. So, I guess I'm gonna go get with Walter Mosley, my boy, who I'm in love with. I guess I'm gonna go spend some time and just remember, be you. Oh, that's a real picture of you. Breastises, big breastises. All right, cool. I don't know what I'm looking forward. I guess I'm looking forward to Walter Mosley. I'm not looking forward to. That's not what that means. I thought that was a safe word. That's what Miss Sonia said. I thought we were all in agreement. I thought we were all understanding what was going on. I think there's something interesting going on this week with Malcolm X. I got an email today saying that there was it means ouch. That's a good safe word. Ouch. What in the world is going on? I got an email today about a new African-centered school starting in Detroit. Sankofa Enrichment Center on Detroit's east side. So they're doing homeschooling now, and they have a building they say they purchased. They're working on renovating. They're doing fundraisers. They're going to have summer school. So I'm like, who are these people? What's going on? Who knows anything about it? So I'm going to start investigating, maybe get involved with them. All right, good people. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, my little deck is getting better in my hands. When I first started shuffling with it, it was so big. I like a smaller deck. I have a little miniature deck. I think that's like my favorite. I don't know where it is, though. I'm going to buy me another one. Here in support of the fam. The fam, the fam, the fam. What does it mean, King Wage? Like the king of the wage? The wage of the king? And remember that the universe has your back. Is the school black owned? It's black folks, so yes, it's black owned. Um, it's an African centered school in Detroit. There ain't no white people doing Africa. Do white people do African centered education? We still have vendor spaces available for the fundraisers, especially African dance and or drum and DJ entertainment. Currently operating as a homeschool co-op. Um, they using I was gonna say this is Sankofa, but they're using like like the I'm not afraid. Ooh. Oh, upgrade. Wage slave. I saw the because I'm no slave. That's right, you free. I saw the only slave. I'm a slave to the rhythm. I was gonna say I saw the movie. I saw the movie about the child yesterday, Slave to the Rhythm. Isn't that what's the child's name? She mama, not child, the mama. Grace Jones. Isn't that one of her songs, Slave to the Rhythm? Oh, and the theme for today is the universe had Grace Jones. The universe has my back. So remember, good people. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Not so much in Detroit. I don't I you yeah I haven't seen very much of that in Detroit. Occasionally you'll see it in you will like there's Detroit Vegan Soul. It's like two women, and I thought it was black owned, but I'm not really quite sure exactly what's going on because it seemed like one of the owners is white. I don't know if they're a couple. I don't really understand. And then when I was in Jackson, Mississippi, there was this burger place. Well, when I was in Mississippi, whenever I went to Jackson, like flying or whatever, I would always go to the burger place because they had 3 or 4 different veggie burgers. What burger joint has 3 or 4 different veggie burgers? Now they had turkey burgers and beef burgers, but they had 3 or 4 different kinds of veggie burgers. And I would always go there because it was black owned. But he was married to a white woman. He had the biracial children, and then I guess when they got a divorce, she kept the business and he opened another business. And it had been his father had the burger business, and then he had like broken off from his father and had because his father's burger business didn't have any veggie burgers. Um, 100% black, and the thing changes. Yeah, it changes. I was looking up the toilet tissue. Is it Freedom Tissue? I looked up black owned toilet tissue company a couple of days ago. I think I saw Freedom. I think it was Freedom because they had other stuff, but so I thought that was the same company you were talking about. Okay. So the universe has your back. The universe loves you. Opportunities are chasing you down, tripping you up. Oh my gosh, I just tripped up on an opportunity, on a blessing, on something wonderful. Yay. Today is the best day ever, and you are the greatest. It's on purpose that we are all here together, and I thank you for being here with me and spending some time and sharing some vibration and some energy and leaving wonderful commentary. Dang. Okay. So that's what I got. That's what I got. That's what I got. So peace. Peace.